Pay close attention. This isn't something you see every day.
Welcome back to another video. And today I want to talk about the G.I. Joe classified series, G.I. Joe BlowTorch. Here he is in the packaging. Inside, here's some beautiful artwork right here. He is number 54 in the line. We have his skill set. QR code leads nowhere, which then we have a little square that's kind of, framing in his face. And then on the back, we have some promotional art of the figure. You have BlowTorch here. You got the bridge layer here, which is pretty cool to see. And then you have a bunch of Cobra soldiers in the back right there. So yeah, here we have him in the line finally. And I mean, we got barbecue a long time ago. It's about time we finally got BlowTorch. I mean, it's been a minute, and he's been around for a while. So let's get him out of the packaging and let's talk about it. All right, so now we have BlowTorch out of the packaging and here he is. And man, I'm telling you, as of late with these figures, they are not disappointing. Now, is he reminiscent to the way he was in the cartoon? Somewhat, but it's cool that he has this kind of Iron Man-y look to his outfit. I mean, taking a look at the figure, I mean, look at the head sculpt. The head sculpt is absolutely wonderfully done. The eyes, everything to the part in his hair. I have to say they've done a very nice job to it. Now, as far as coming to his armor right here, so you have this armor on the front, and it has a bunch of, looks like, I don't know, like gauges or whatever they're supposed to be that are on here. That's cool. And then he has this right here. Now, I don't think this comes off even though it's swiveling. No, it does come off. So you can actually take this off. It's pegged in there. That's pretty cool. This actually goes to his mask. So you can remove it if you don't want to keep it on here. And when you want it on here, you just peg it right back in. So that way it's there. So you have that. Love the ketchup and mustard type look on the outfit here. I mean, the whole protective armor thing is looking pretty good. The red and I guess gold looking color, or maroon and mustardy looking color, but either way, however you want to say it. Then you have his belt coming across here looking good. Then you have his holster, knee pads. All this stuff is to protect him from when he's using his gear, just in case something were to happen, like his tank, if it would happen to rupture, he would be protected. Now, he doesn't have that little swivel the way Footloose had with his pants. So he does have his ankle articulation, but his foot doesn't swivel side to side the way that does. He doesn't have an upper thigh cut either for it to swivel. It swivels up here at the hip joint. So that's cool that you have that. And as far as ab crunch goes, we've had other figures with armor, right? So you're gonna get an ab crunch as far as it's gonna let you go that far, which isn't too bad because you can see he has it. It's there. It's just the vest is going to hinder it. So, but he can move backwards with it. As far as the hands, they side to side, and they go, Well, I just popped that off. Very stiff. They don't go up and down. They actually go horizontally, but they're stiff. So make sure you heat that up, because I was trying to move them and these are very stiff. I'm surprised I didn't snap that peg. Yeah, thank God I didn't, but they do move. They're hindered by the sleeves here though. Now, as far as double joints, nicely done, but definitely heat these up because mine are very stiff, unless it's just mine that are set like that. But yeah, BlowTorch, I have to say, is one of my favorite. He always had that accent, the Irish accent, compared to the way barbecue was. So, and we've had barbecue for a long time. So you have the firefighter, and then you have the fire starter part of the for the Joes. But I mean, hey, you have to have the person with the flamethrower. It's one of the best jobs to have, right? Oh, my thing's coming apart. Yeah, so needless to say, he does have his, like I said, he does have some sort of articulation, so it's not all hindered by his outfit. So I don't want to say that it is. Now, as far as the accessories that this guy comes with, I will be including his helmet as an accessory because it is. Because, you know, I mean, unlike Footloose, who always had his on, which I said I wasn't going to include it as an accessory, he didn't always wear his helmet. Did he wear it? Yes. But not always. But anyway, starting off with the accessories, I'm just going to roll right into it. He comes with this 45, 9mm, whichever one it is. He has this here, and it's nice. It's green instead of the standard black. It's just all casted in green. So yeah, and you just slide this in right here to his holster, and that's that. Although it doesn't have a, like most of them have the little slot for it to slide, for the trigger part to slide down. This doesn't, so that's a little different, but it fits in there fine. You just got to get it to make its way in. But I do like the way that they're doing. It's a little bit more modern, that, you know, and we all know that it is a modern take on the actual character itself. Now, coming down to, and normally I do a backstory. There really wasn't a whole lot of backstory to Barbecue from the cartoon from when I was a kid, and I didn't really read much about him in the comics, so shame on me. I guess I could have looked up some stuff and given you guys a little bit of history on it, but there really wasn't much. I mean, I know there was the one where he was on vacation and his family got kidnapped and stuff like that, so yeah. But anyway, I digress. So let's get into back into the accessories. He comes with this. We've seen it before with Torch, the flame throwing effect, which is nicely done as it's shooting out. And then of course the other one that came with Torch, where you have the ball of fire that's just kind of just, you know, in the beginning coming out, and then this is when it's straight, it goes completely straight. Now moving on to the actual, you know, BlowTorch part, you have his tank, and it's just black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. So then you can store it here. Just be careful with this. You know, you don't break this off because this is pretty big. I like the way they did his flamethrower. You have another tank here, and then you have a guard, and then of course where the tube attaches to the back, and then your stock, your trigger, and then of course where he can hold up here in the front with it. And then just like with Torch, you have that little bit of flame where it started here, and you know, it's just lit right here in the front. And this does come out. Just be gentle, you don't break this here because it's a little bit of a harder plastic, but it shouldn't be an issue. And there it is, an open barrel right there. So if you don't want to have this on there, you can have it like so, or you can leave it like this, because that's just the way that it comes. But anyway, taking it off for now, just for the second. When you put this on here, okay, you don't want to put it to where this is going to hit up against this peg right here. So when you want to store this, you got to kind of loop that around, and it kind of sits in there just like that, just so you can see how it's going to sit. A lot of stuff going on here when it comes to this. I like the fact that they painted it silver. They painted the tip silver, so that's nice too. Then the detail alone, the extra tank here, the tank here, and then the big tanks here. So yeah, they didn't flip them upside down and put these at the bottom, because this is the way it's supposed to be, like they did with the Trooper. And then you have his nozzle right here where he would turn it on and off with, on the back of the actual tank right there. So you just plug this into the back of him, and then, you know, it'll fit right on his back. So which therefore we'll just keep moving on. And then you have his helmet. I like the way they did the helmet here. You have the fact of this part here, I guess, where his card would go, or ID. Excuse me. I apologize. It's been a long day. You have this part right here where this goes, and then you have cameras. Cameras or flashlights, one of the two. I want to say maybe for either use, or it's, who knows, maybe it's lasers or whatever you want it to be, you can. I'm not for certain. I think they're probably lights, if you ask me, more than cameras or anything else, but you can pretend it is whatever it is. And then you have his rebreather mask here, and you have the hose that connects to this little thing here on the front, and then this slides over. So, and it swivels. This swivels so that way it, you know, it can be moved and you don't have to worry about it. You can have it hanging off of him. So I'm going to put everything on him, get them all decked out, and then we will go over this. We will, you know, go over the pros and cons with this guy. All right, so now showing him off with everything on him. Beautifully done. Love the fact the way everything fits on him. He holds everything nice, so you can just have him standing here on the shelf like that. Then you can have him with his, you know, the sidearm if you want to have him there, or you can just take this like so, and then put it into his hand, which I'm going to do off camera, and I'll be right back. All right, so here's part of his effect right here. So he's shooting it off. Not too shabby. I think that it could work a little better. A few things when you're trying to do this, he's kind of hindered when it comes to holding the actual weapon, and then this doesn't really sit straight. It just kind of looks like it's diving down. So no matter how many times I try, his backpack keeps falling off. I find out now, you know, yeah, trying to get it to plug in, you have to make sure that you adjust this correctly in the back, and then when you do, it doesn't want to say. Maybe it's just mine, I don't know. But as you can see, it will fight with you a little bit. He's cool. I just don't think that should be like that, considering it's an effect that should be shooting straight out like so. But maybe it's just mine, who knows. Then you have this effect here, which then plugs into the front, and that looks a lot better. I like that effect a lot better than the other one. And then if you don't want that one, you could have him with it just like that. So pretty cool. Just a little bit of a disappointment with this one, I think, because this peg right here on mine is bent. I put it in, and you can see it just kind of dips down. It's strange, because you think that it's pulling this down. It's not. It's not even pulling the tip of the gun down. It's at the peg itself. So I don't know if I can heat that up and fix it, but it should be a little bit more like so. Maybe it's just the effect itself. I don't know. But yeah. Now, as far as pros and cons, I've been waiting for them to come out with BlowTorch for a while. He is one of the cool characters I always thought from in the cartoon. To see, I wish they would have done a little bit more with him back then. Maybe it's just me, because I'm older now and I don't remember a whole lot about. Can't remember everything, but definitely he's a cool looking figure. I like him. I'm glad I have him. He's got some cool accessories. Maybe I don't have him posed exactly correctly. All I know is that the box here on his chest blocks his arm movement, and then you have the stock, which is hitting this, so which therefore makes his wrist turn outward. Yes, you can get him posed, and yes, it's a figure, I get it. Or you could maybe flip-flop it the other way, you know, bring the hose around. I didn't try that. Maybe I will, who knows. But anyway, his bulkiness of his outfit, messing with his articulation when it comes to his waist articulation and stuff like that for the ab crunch, I mean, you're going to have that considering the fact that he's in such heavy gear. But nothing else has really hindered too much. I mean, I don't really find too much of an issue with it. So, yeah, I mean, listen, you could pick this guy up even if you don't want him for, just say for your G.I. Joe collection. I mean, of course you want him for your G.I. Joe collection, don't get me wrong. But just let's say you want him for Alien, you want him for Predator, you want him just for anything. Just a dude with a flamethrower is freaking awesome. So, yeah, I mean, Cobra has their guy with a flamethrower. G.I. Joe has their guy with a flamethrower. So, there you go. Now, before I get on a tangent and start rambling on and on and on and on about things, let's get some comparisons in here real quick because I have a couple guys out. And here's how he compares to Footloose. And here's how he compares to Darklon. As you can see, they all look good. So definitely, if you're looking for this guy, pick him up. Be ashamed to miss out on the fire starter of the Joe team, but they have their firefighter to put it out. That's the other thing too, getting him to look. I didn't really, his head is hindered by his mask, and if you turn it, the hose starts to pop out of the mask. So definitely you're gonna have to kind of get him to kind of sit a certain way when he's doing it. Maybe I just don't have his arm up enough. I'll have to mess with that to see what's going on the mistakes that I'm making with the posing of the character. Jeez Louise, if I could speak. But otherwise, I'm very happy with the figure. I love the color. I love the way he looks. I think that Hasbro has done a great job with it. And it's just my opinion. You know, when it comes to it, that's what all this is anyway. But definitely, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review on the G.I. Joe Classified series, G.I. Joe BlowTorch. So with that being said, guys, please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment down below. Always hit the notification bell so you never miss out on anything new. And I'll catch you on the flippity flip.